with no canvas. Subscribe right now.
We can hear him, so we'll just listen to him now. Where'd Rob come from? Oh, he probably drove his car. He drove a reddish maroon Peugeot. I've got two videos on here, also, if you want to look at them. One's called Ted's Car at 218 Lawrence Street, and one's called Rob's Car at 218 Lawrence Street. When I was learning to do video production, I had to do some little projects, and those were two little short ones I put together. Now, at this time, we had formulated two bands at 218. There was the Mike band with me and Mike, and occasionally Ted and Rob, and even Tom would join in if we were doing like some recording. And then there was other band with Tom Hustvedt and myself, and then Ted would be into that band. And Rob, of course, too, was the overlap. And then there was Chris, sometimes Rich, sometimes Ted's brother, Tony, would come and be in it. This was a neighbor, and we never met her until this day. I never saw her again either.
Competing with Dew Burns, Mayor Schaefer, and of course their rival. Any comments about this year's race? No, not at all. Your name is? Tracy Baldwin. Tracy Baldwin. She's playing to rule this city for next year. Now, what changes do you plan to make? How about this building across the street? Now, are you gonna stop? Are you gonna stop the jackhammering in the morning, early in the morning? Doesn't it wake you up? Oh, it doesn't. You must have a back room. Right. Yeah. Yeah, and which back room would that be? I have the back room. Back on the third floor.
Are you the ones that are always playing the drums?
Are you the one that's always playing the drums? That was one of the tricky things about having a band in a row house. We didn't do it too much. You know, I thought we were reasonable as far as the timing that we did it. Plus, our neighbor, his boy played the piano, so I mean, how could he complain about us? But we had about 3 or 4 parties where we played a little bit later throughout the time we were at the Institute. Other than that, we were a little bit after school, you know, that kind of thing. Maybe a little bit after dinner. For about a year, I was using electric drums, so that was quieter. Then I went back to acoustic.
Nice to meet you, Miss Baldwin.
So Ted was on both bands. We had 2 different bands. And Ted eventually, around graduation next year, goes into a band apart from us, because we started breaking off, you know. We didn't really do the music stuff after graduation. Well, I had to get the job and all that stuff. And I got engaged and all that stuff. He was in a band called Instant Siberia.
Very, very, very fun, fulfilling day, yes.
And they were people from the Institute as well.
Yeah, starting with meetings and radio.
He had much more music background than I did.
Maryland Institute. Going over to Maryland Institute. And,
So it made sense for him to get into a little more professional band. We were still kind of learning in our bands.
We saw the click together for the last time. We saw the molded hairdos and all the new wave style clothes.
I'm not quite sure who he's talking about. I have an idea. I don't know why he would say that, though, because, I mean, if we were a clique of our own, everything was groups.
some of them looking pretty bad.
But I guess you have to talk in common terminology. You don't know what each other's talking about. And I guess obviously people knew what that is when he says it, so he says it. And we were all young and immature at the time.
Hey, are you gonna Ted? Are you gonna come back to his party? Because if you can, you can like.
But wasn't it great to be young and immature? Some people stay immature their whole life, though. In psychiatry, psychology class, I can't remember who it was that I had or whatever, but they said when you get to the point where you stop learning, you stop growing, and you stay like that for the rest of your life, they called it a psychosocial crisis. And I said, oh my gosh, that's a cool term. Gosh, I know a lot of people like that. And I said to myself, I don't ever want to go through a psychosocial crisis where I just stop learning and growing. Wouldn't that be awful? I hope that never happens to me. And that's been one of my significant goals in my life, and I think it's a good one to have.
Okay, nobody will say the last word, so I will. Bye. That's it.
And that's it, folks. Florida. It's another story.
With no canvas. Subscribe right now.